channel, Just Living My Life with Shireen, and I'm Shireen. I just want to welcome everyone to a new episode of Just Living My Life, and those who are new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Those who are returning, welcome and thank you. I know my channels are far spaced, but you know me in time, I'm doing my best. And by now you're probably wondering, why is she doing the video with her hair so busted up? That is the video. We will be dealing with my hair. I have my hair in mini twists, and I wanted to kind of video myself twisting it to kind of show you how I utilize my products, and kind of the whole process of dealing with multi-textured hair. So for those who are new to the channel, or maybe you just started at a different point, you may not have run the whole course with me. I have like 3 different textures of hair. In the back, I have my more kinky, tight curled hair. In the middle is a little bit more loose, but still kinky. And in the front is my very loose, I would say more of a wave than curls. I get it from my daddy. Actually also my mama's side. So I have to be able to style my hair in a way that compensates for having 3 different textures. So anyways, I had my hair mini twists, and smart me says, wash your hair, Shireen, in the mini twist. It'll be easy. I had a long day. I needed to wash my hair because my scalp was starting to itch. And I said, let me just wash it, put some butter, some oil in there until I have a chance later to untangle, comb out, and do all this stuff. Well, later turned into 2 days, so I did not get to do any of that until yesterday. And when I began to untangle, the hair was so stiff because I never, after washing my hair, I always go straight into finishing it up with a twist or whatever styles, because my hair has a habit of tangling on itself. Again, because 3 different textures, they behave differently. So the front was easier to loosen, but the back, oh, can't even begin to tell you. So anyways, I'm gonna go into it today. Take out, because after I removed the twist, the mini twists, I combed them out into little pieces, you know, small pieces, and this is the results, right? So I warn you, it is not pleasant, and I am not Medusa, okay? not Medusa. All right, so here we are. I had no rhyme or reason in how I was putting them, because legit I did not care, and I was gonna be putting it on a head wrap, under a head wrap anyway, so I did not care. So anyways, we are going to start. I like to start with the back. I cannot tell you why. I just feel like that's the right direction to start in. I don't have a reason. But anyways, I will be using the lock method. I find that works best for my hair. That's liquid oil and cream. But actually, I will not be, it's not the lock method. For me, it's the liquid, cream, and oil. So the LCO method, that's what I use for my hair because of the multi-texture. Some parts of my hair will have more oil than butter. Other parts I use more butter than oil, but they're all going to get the same LCO. All right. Nice. I think I tucked away. I like to tuck away the parts that I'm not going to use because, as I said, my hair gets tangled real quick. And so I'm going to untwist this piece of my hair. So it's a bit stretched, so you're able to see. I have cut off my hair quite a bit, so you might think my hair is never growing. It does grow, but I do cut it because I don't like how the ends feel sometimes, and especially going through perimenopause, my hair gets very dry, and I'm more going with how it feels and trying to just make sure that it looks healthy than length at this point. All right, so I go through first, and I like to open it up a bit so that I can detangle with my fingers. And then I made some of my hair tea. I made, and so I'm gonna go into the section. I'm gonna spray it. Now you may find me using random bottles. Even though I have a business, Justeliving Naturals, I just use random bottles, whatever I have, to put products of my own in, like what I'm using for myself. I don't go grab a new bottle. So make sure to get your ends, guys. I don't go and grab a new bottle to use. Why? I'm like, why do I need a new bottle when I have one already? That's perfectly fine. It's working fine. Instead of me wasting label and ink and all of that stuff, I just put the ingredients in my old bottles. But I will show you the products that I use. I will put them in the description box. The link will be in the description box. So as you can see, I'm going through, and this hair tea is not, because you can use whatever herbs you prefer to make your hair tea. And sometimes I use the one that's in my shop. And sometimes, see how this has like a little knot here. And sometimes I just make something that I might need. Like I have some breakage that's happening in my roots. What I just did there was not the right thing, FYI. You should always use a scissor to clip your ends, but I did not feel like getting up, and I did not put a scissor near me. As you can see, I am working in my office space today, just around my desk, because everywhere else is busy and a lot's going on. So I felt like this was the best place for me to do my work today. So anyways, I don't have a scissor near me that's appropriate for hair cutting, and it was just one strand, so I did what I did. So as I added water, you can see me going through and still finding bits of hair there to pull out. So that was my liquid. You don't have to drench it. You're just trying to get your hair moisturized with your liquid. Okay, we also have liquid conditioners that has oils in them already. So if you have that, you don't necessarily need to add your oil. You just if you're using our aloe rose conditioning spray, you don't need to add oil because that already has oil in it. You just want to shake it up and then apply it, right? And then I have my butter. So this butter you see here, again, I'm just using an old container, but the mixture is the whipped shea butter, hair and body cream. You'll also find that in the description box. It's also on my website. Okay, so take however much you want depending on your hair. As I mentioned, the back of my hair is very kinky, and so I use a lot more butter here to seal in the moisture, because it drinks the oil so fast that it dries it up. It drinks it up, so my hair will be drier in the back if I use more oil than butter. And you also want to pay attention to the ends, okay? Don't leave out the ends of your hair. Then I have a little oil. We have different oils you can try out. We have our hair food oil as well that you can also use for this. So you take as much as you want. I'm doing a pretty big section, and again, I know my hair, so you will always, if this is your first time, if you're new to the journey, you want to play around with how much of the things that you use and see how your hair responds, and then you'll know if you need to lessen the amount or use more next time. And you can see how this comb is running through really well. See that? Barely any effort. Barely any effort, because I did my finger detangling, and then I added the oil, which had the spray, which has a lot of detangling properties in it. I think it has marshmallow root in there, cloves, and things of that nature, because I really wanted to get a bit of a slip and add more conditioning properties, because perimenopause is one of those things that gets your hair super dry at times. I don't know about anyone else, but I've been struggling with dryness with my hair since I started this perimenopause journey. And I go through each section. Honestly, I don't comb my sections. I don't like part them, because I like to have a loose, like I don't like to have the same parts in my hair for a long time. All right, so depending on the size of your twists that you're going to do, you have your piece. And this is how people always ask me, how do I get my curls, my twists, right? How I get my waves for my twists. So I take them 2 pieces, and you probably see me switching with hands because I am ambidextrous. All right, so you take them one over the other, and you're starting really tight at the base, and you keep going. Now, a lot of people twist this way, but when you twist that way real fast, you're going to give yourself a looser wave or a pattern. So when you want it tight, I call it my rope twists. I twist them very tight, see? Very tight, like I hold it very tight. Now you're going to end up with shorter, your twists are going to look shorter, but who cares? You're trying to get, it's the look. You're trying to get the style that you want. So if you want more elongated twists, more like looser waves, you can do them the other way. All right, and then when you get to the end, some people put rollers. I can't be bothered because I can't sleep in rollers. I just twist them around my fingers and then that's it. Okay, and I have one in the back, and I follow the same step, and you might see that my twists might not all have the same shape, because again, I'm not here for perfection. I'm not. I'm just here to get my hair done, and that's it. And while we're on the topic, I guess I should call this doing hair, or let's have a chat. I don't know. We'll call it something else. You'll see that one, what this episode's called. But here at Justeliving Naturals, we do try our best to give you nice, beautiful, what do you call it, labeling and things of that nature and packaging. However, I am not the most decorative person, a creative person in that area. Sometimes I see people's, other companies' videos, other companies' products, and they're so nicely wrapped with beautiful little things and things in the box and all this beauty, and I was like, oh, that's so pretty. I wish I had that kind of a ability to do something so pretty. Unfortunately, I don't. So you might not, when you purchase from us, you might not get that wow factor when you open your box, but you will get the wow factor when you use the product. And I think that's what you're looking for. Ultimately, you're looking for products that work. You are looking for products that work. So we focus on quality, the quality of our products, not necessarily the look of the packaging, because that's good too. And I think if you're able to, if you have the ability to do that, as a business owner, that's always better, because presentation. At the end of the day, if your presentation is beautiful and your product is not, your product does not work, then you won't have a repeat customer, because all they'll have to say is, it looked good, but then when I used it, it was no good for me. It's like you go into a restaurant and you receive that plate of food. I am a foodie, and everyone who knows me knows this, so you may hear me making references to food a lot. But anyways, it's like you go to a restaurant and they bring out that plate of food to you, and it looks so beautiful and it smells so nice, and you are ready to eat, and then you go into it and you're like, oh, it's not flavored, or the meat is dry, or whatever other things could be wrong with the food. And you just, you don't go back to that restaurant because they had a nice presentation. The food is awful. So you don't go back. We have repeat customers because our products are great. And that's not just me tooting my own horn. But anyways, I'll probably do a couple videos on that too, on the difference and the quality of what you would get. Anyway, so I'm not going to have this whole video of me twisting my hair, because I'm sure you don't want to sit through all of that. But I do want to take another couple of minutes to talk about perimenopause and what it does to your hair. So those who are, if you're a woman, this is for you. You're either going to go through, or you're already gone through, you're in it, or maybe you know someone who's going through, right? Everybody's journey is different. I know people who are, who have gone through perimenopause and have had no symptoms. And then there's people who have had such terrible night sweats, they are swimming in their beds at night. And when I was growing up and I heard about menopause, I always thought it was just night sweats, like you just get hot. And I thought that was it. Until I started my own journey and realized menopause comes in many sizes. Right? Depending on your body makeup, your family history, how your mom went through it, you may experience this life change a bit differently. So, for me, I started to notice that I was feeling a bit different in my body, not feeling like myself, and I just felt different. And then my libido was so low. And I remember going to the doctor at around 39, 40, and I said to my gynecologist, who was a male, I said to him, I think I'm going through perimenopause. And he looked at my chart and he said, well, you're young. That's not menopause. You're not going through menopause. You're too young for that, he says. How can you tell? What does age factor in? No, it does factor in somewhat, but being 40 or 39 or 38 or whatever that was doesn't mean that you can't be going through perimenopause. People go through life change early, late. But anyways, I was not the doctor. He seemed to know what he was saying and what he was talking about. So I said, okay. So anyways, I thought maybe it was fibroids, and I checked and I had some tests done and it wasn't fibroids. So I went about my day and just chucked it up to just a hormone shift for whatever reason, I don't know. So then I went, then COVID hit. By that time, Okay, so COVID hit in 2020. That's right. I was 41. And when COVID hit, the stress of COVID and everything really, like, I think that's what sent it into hyperdrive, because all of a sudden I started to notice my beautiful thick hair that I never had, what do you call that? Baby hair, because my hair was all long at the edges, on the sides. I just always had long hair from as far back as I can remember, from as old as I can, as young as I can remember. I've always had long hair. And all of a sudden, that's not the case anymore. My hair is falling out. And on top of that, on top of my hair is falling out, I was losing my eyebrows, guys. It looks like I was going, like I just had chemotherapy or something. I was losing my eyebrows. My eyelashes was falling out. Like I would feel them, like, you know, when you feel like something is in your eye. And it was my eyelashes. And so I would go to like clear it, about 5, 6 of them coming out at the same time. I was like, what is going on? This is crazy. And I was emotional, and just so much was going on. So much was going on. Anyway, that's when I started to do my own research. I called my gynecologist. By now I'm with a different gynecologist, and I called her and asked her, could this be perimenopause? Because I wanted to know why I was going through what was happening to me, and because it didn't make any sense. And at that time you couldn't really go to the doctors because everywhere was closed up. But anyways, yeah, turns out I was in perimenopause, and that was just the beginning, because a piece of heat, a level of heat rose up in me. When I tell you, I have never felt such heat a day in my life, except for that time when I started. I thought I was dying. The heat was in my chest, here, and my back. And it felt like, those who, when you were little, if you used to watch the show Care Bears, how they would say, Care Bears, share, or something like that. And it would resonate from their chest. Right. And that's what was happening. I felt like that's what was happening. Like people could probably literally see the heat just shining out of my chest, just coming out of my chest. That's how it felt. And I couldn't get the feeling down. I thought I was gonna die. I couldn't take my clothes off. I couldn't keep my clothes on because my arms were fine. My legs were fine. It's just my chest. How do you compensate? How do you compensate when it's just one part of your body? And I wasn't like sweating like some people say. I didn't get that. I mean, I did sweat, but not profusely like other people would say. But I did feel so hot. And I remember my husband, he would be cold and I am burning up. I could barely keep, I had to wear the thinnest of clothes to bed. And when I wake up, I'd just feel so hot. Like I'd just be so tormented in the bed. And then I had insomnia. So much. There's so much that goes with perimenopause. That's probably why it's so hot on social media, and everywhere you turn, you can hear somebody talking about perimenopause, because it is just, it's crazy. It's crazy. You literally feel like you are going insane. Your hormones are all over the place. You're not sleeping. You're losing your hair. And no matter what I did, I could not get my hair soft. My hair was so dry and so brittle, and it just felt foreign. It felt like it was someone else's hair that was on my head. Like I was wearing a wig and this was someone else's hair, and I needed to get my own hair back. Can someone give me my hair back? So So I went on this whole journey, like how to get my hair feeling soft again. I put oils and butters, and I experimented with different mixtures of the butters, because I said maybe it's the shea butter, maybe it's and then I realized, Shireen, it's just you, girl. This is just you, and nothing you could do about it. All I could do was make sure that I was doing more deep conditioning. I found that to be most helpful. Doing a lot of deep conditioning before I washed my hair. And I used natural ingredients. You'll find a simple recipe on my in the list of my videos of aloe, avocado, and oil. And I used that recipe, but I also mixed it with fenugreek, which I also have. Should you be looking for, you don't have the time to make it yourself, you can find the hair pudding on my website. Has a great mix of herbs and fenugreek and some of the things I just mentioned, natural ingredients as well, fresh ingredients that is great for, and I use that a lot to deep condition my hair. And you use that, I used it 1 to 2 times for the week, and that actually helped to soften my hair. That it felt like it was returning back to natural, to its proper state. And I was wondering why is my hair just was falling out no matter what I did. And I knew that it was the menopause, the hormones. And I did some research. Turns out the little thing called estrogen is in literally every aspect of your body as a woman. So everything it accounts for. Anyways, I had to make a lot of life changes, do a lot of detoxes, and go on a health journey. But I still have the issue. I still have the issue of the weight gain and lots of other things, which we'll go into in another video. But yeah, perimenopause is not for the weak, okay? It's like you're pregnant all the time. And sometimes it's like, ooh, Eve, if I could just have a conversation with you. If I could just, excuse me, ma'am, may we talk? Could I have a moment? If I could just with you. But it is what it is. Here we are. So I'm going to cut this video, and the next time you see me, the video, my hair will be maybe I'll come in towards the end when I only have a couple to twist, or maybe when it's finished already. But pretty much that's the end of this portion. I also wanted to just show you, I still have that hair fall, but my hair doesn't fall out as often. I wanted to show you the different texture. You can see this is a little bit more stretched, because right here is the straighter part. My hair is so strange. The straighter part is like right about here, just a little patch. It's not even. Right here is that middle part that is still curly but a looser curl. Anyways, I'll be back. wanted this channel to be just me living my life, hence the name, Just Living My Life. And that's going to include exercise, going to be including diets, going to be talking about my perimenopause, talking about my products, my business, everything related, because that's my life, right? But we are nearing the end. As you can see, some of my hair, just a whole different type of curl pattern. This is the section where it's really just waves. And you wouldn't think by looking at it that that's the case, but it is. It should be near the end soon. It's a lot of hair. I have a lot of hair. And generally this is a all-day process. But because I started the hair on washed, pre-stretched hair, I started the video on the washed, pre-stretched hair, it's only taking a few hours. For you, it'll probably just be, I don't know, 30-40 minute video. But for me, it's been some time. All right, guys, we're at the home stretch. Here we are. We're at the home stretch. Did I even comb this hair out? I don't remember combing it out. But if I didn't, it's coming out pretty good. All right. Still have some stragglers here. I want to make sure I clean that off because I don't want it getting tangled up in my hair. All right, I hope this comes out good because, guys, normally I'm doing this in front of a mirror to at least make sure that it's coming out somewhat okay. But if it doesn't, oh well, I can always pull it out or pull out one or two of them to fix the front. Yeah. So I'm also dealing with keeping up exercising. Oh my word. This lack of energy or lack of, what do you call it, motivation, it is rough. It is rough. I might have to take you all along on this whole journey because maybe you knowing what I'm doing will motivate me to do better because I have not exercised in 2 weeks. I went walking and with the hopes that, okay, this should like jolt me into exercising. I'll finish my walk and then I'll go back home and I'll exercise. Did that happen? No, it did not happen. I went back home and did not exercise. Just went right to work. So I'm just having a hard time staying motivated, even though I know the goal that I have for myself and I know how to get to it. I'm just not motivated. I don't know. I'm motivated to eat well. However, sometimes I'm just like, I just want to eat what I want to eat. I know that's not good. It's not good for just overall health, and it's definitely not good for someone going through perimenopause because when you're going through these hormonal imbalances, you need to have a healthy diet. You need to exercise well. What they said, at least 3 to 5 times for the week. You need to be having a good water intake. You need to eat well, a well-balanced meal, right? You need to lower your carbohydrates, lower your salt intake, all the different things. Get lots of sunshine. You need to take care of your mental health, see a therapist if you need to. Do calming exercises, because one thing with perimenopause, if you're stressed, all your symptoms, if you have any, are going to come right to the front and say hello to the world, and you don't want that. Ooh, we're on the last one. Yay, yay, yay. All right. So I am just struggling to do the things that I need to do for myself so that I can be better. But I know that with God, all things are possible. I know that I can restart my journey. And And I'm giving myself a little bit of grace, not too much now, because then grace turns into, I'm gonna give myself more grace until it's laziness, till it's been a whole 2 months since I've exercised. And we can't have that. All right. So pray for me. Pray for me that I can get back on task exercising, because honestly, once I do exercise, I do love it. I love a good stretch. I love a good stretch. I enjoy stretching. I love lifting weights. I'm trying to build up my stamina with that so that I can lift more weights. But if I'm not consistently lifting weights, then I can't build up how much weights I can lift, because I'm always having to restart that. Yeah. So keep a girl in your thoughts and prayers as I navigate this whole journey. Oh, and I think I'm done. My hands are greasy though. I think I am done. All right, let me let you get a look at it. What do you think? Did I do a good job? Write it in the comments. If you have any thoughts, any questions on products used, how to keep your hair hydrated in the twist, anything of that nature. I think I have a video too on how to keep your hair hydrated in whilst you have your twists in. But if you have any questions, feel free to leave that in the comments. I always go and make sure that I answer any questions that you leave in the comments. Check out the description for links to my website on all the products that I use. Again, you may not have seen them in their original packaging. I'm not one for waste. So like my hairspray, what I used for my hair tea now was an old bottle that I had from, because I still had some old bottles from when we just started, because now we're into white bottles with black tops. We used to have these types of bottles with the black tops, and I still had some in stock, so I'm like, why waste them, right? I can use them and not use my new stock. That's how I save me some money. So I just add products back to the bottle when it's finished. I see no reason to waste. All right, so that's it for this video. Please remember to like, share, and comment. We are trying to grow our YouTube page. So like, share, and comment. And we will be back next time with another video from Just Living My Life. Have a great day, guys. Bye for now.